All right, well, let's talk about the other Monday night game because I was sitting there trying to watch this awful game by the Falcons and the Raiders, and Desmond Ritter's rolling out there and can't throw down the field, can't do anything. Uh, and my buddy next to me is like, "Isn't it crazy? Do you think we're ever gonna see in our lifetime a good team in Las Vegas?" And I was like, honestly, like it might sound wild, but they don't have a good offense. They don't have a good defense. They don't have a good coaching staff. They don't have a good front office. I, are they going to be able to get free agents there? Like, and if they do, are they going to be in the right mindset? Because like, if I'm a free agent, I'm like, I got to go get a bunch of money and live in Vegas and like party all the time. Like, I don't see this team really turning around. And I know that there's the Shador of it, kind of the allure of Shador, and
Ooh,
I
that's
don't
good.
know. That's pretty good right there. I
That's
literally
pretty
that's off
fucking
top.
good.
The Allure of Shador, that's the title of this fucking video. But there is that Shador kind of hanging over their heads. I don't think it's enough to turn this franchise around though. It's going to sell a lot of tickets, sell a lot of merch, but can this team where's the path for this team to be good?
I think there's three options that they can do if they take this draft pick moving forward. And each of them I see benefits for. The first one is going to be Shador Sanders, as you talked about. I think immediately you get a guy in there that can be the face of the franchise. It's going to get people excited. Realistically, we see that Las Vegas, if you go in there and you win, they will get hyped. The city will rally around you. Look at what they did with the Golden Knights. So we know, and they turned into Hockey Town,
The
USA.
Aces.
Like, so the Aces, yeah, people love the Aces there in Vegas. If you go in there and you win, that they will flock to you. If not, they are just gonna be like, all right, we have other shit to do. So there's that. You immediately get that bump. And who's to say within 2 or 3 years, if it does work with Shador, maybe Dion comes and coaches. Maybe Dion actually makes that jump from college to the NFL. That would be awesome. Again, that's another thing that's going to sell tickets. All right. The second one is Travis Hunter. You do that, you get an elite weapon on either side of the ball. Maybe you play them on both sides of the ball. That's, again, a fan favorite. That's something that the team can rally around. The third one is going to be less flashy, but I think it's overall going to be a better football move. I know you wasted some draft capital on that defensive line before, but you have an elite pass rusher sitting there at Penn State in Abdul Carter. You get a perfect complement to Max Crosby, and you go out there and you just make shit happen and you wreck shit for the opposing offense. I think that's a great pairing with Max Crosby, and it's a guy that will go all three downs as hard as he can and get to the quarterback.
Yeah, and I know you want everyone wants the young quarterback that's going to come save the franchise, but if your roster isn't there, it's not really going to make a difference. I we just talked about Caleb Williams and how the roster we thought was there, but it's not. What if you do go defensive line there? You solidify a really strong pass rush, and you go get a Sam Darnold. You trade for Kirk Cousins. Like you make a move where you're like, okay, there's a guy that could potentially be here for 1 or 2 years, or even Sam Darnold's case, like 4 or 5 years, and like have solidify the quarterback position a little bit while we fill out the rest of the roster. And let's face it, this is not a good quarterback draft. If you don't get the number one pick and take Shador, you are not getting a quality starting quarterback in this draft. So
Question: if you're Dion, do you block Shador to the Raiders?
no, because I think he's thinking we're gonna run Vegas. Like we're gonna so much marketing could happen with Shador. He's very flashy, like in a good way. Like he's marketable. And Vegas, it's gonna there's gonna be billboards. Shador's face is gonna be everywhere in Vegas.
Okay, but just one pick later, if everything stays the way it is, just one pick later is the New York Giants. And you're not going to tell me he's excited about the New York Giants. We just seen him this past weekend go to New York and play catch on the street with Malik Neighbors. So we're not going to act like that he wouldn't be excited to go to New York. One, it's a bigger market. Two, it's a completely rebuilding team, but they have a number one wide receiver, someone that you could get excited about. And we see what Shador can do. He will spam the shit out of RW1. Like he will just spam it. And so we know that Malik will be excited to have Shador there. And I think that's something that if you catch lightning in the bottle, you're not only running New York, but New York is a gateway to the rest of the country. That is marketability that is off the charts.
And I actually do think that him going to New York could turn that team around. Not saying it's a playoff team, but be better than the Raiders.
Look at how big Tommy DeVito got. Tommy DeVito was just Italian. That's it.
All right. Well, you guys let us know. Are you drafting Shador the Raiders? How are Raiders fans feeling down there? But we're gonna move on to some other games.